This is Remodeling on a Budget. In today's video, I'll be bringing new life to an old outdated plain brick fireplace. I'll be showing you how to do this easily and on a budget.
This is a simple design using a 1x6 on the outer facade and a 1x8 as a base on the inner facade, followed by a 1x6 on top of that. The base piece was attached to the facade using Tapcon, and the Tapcons were covered using the primed whitewood. Tapcons are just screws that are able to go through masonry-based products such as this fireplace. The Tapcons were only used in an area where there was brick.
The rest was attached using 2 1/4 inch trim nails.
Trim nails are used in those areas because they are visible, but they are easy to cover. As you can see, they leave a small pinhole. To accomplish this look, I just purchased 1x8x10 premium whitewood and 1x8x8 primed whitewood.
And if you don't already have them, you'll have to purchase the 2 1/4 inch trim nails and Tapcons.
As you can see, I'm cutting the wood down to size and adding the angles. If you don't already have a table saw, you can purchase these to size. This way was just cheaper because I used the drops as the outer pieces on the trim. This allowed there to be very little waste. As you can see, I used a scrap from cut pieces for decorative accents, and then I added 45-degree angles to tie into the walls. And now that everything's been attached, it's time to prep for the final look. I wanted to keep that crisp modern look, so I just slightly beveled the edges. Beveling the edges is just when you turn the square edges of the wood into a more rounded edge. As you can see, I'm also sanding the joints. This just allows there to be a smooth transition from one piece of wood to the other. You want to ensure you're not taking too much away from that area, just sanding until flat. The next step that I took is optional. After lightly sanding the joints, I came back with wood filler, and for the nail heads, I applied wood putty. I've listed the uses and differences above. Again, using wood putty in the nail holes and wood filler at the joints. This will be painted, so using wood putty is fine. If I were staining, I would only want to use wood filler. The joint where the wood meets the wall is where I apply caulk.
If you intend to stain the wood, caulking is not appealing, at least in my experience.
And here I've inserted a visual aid for placement reference. And again, this step is optional, but it makes a huge difference in the overall appearance and therefore quality. And now I'm ready to add the semi-gloss interior paint. Here it is after 3 coats of paint. I'm going to zoom it in for you, but keep in mind I have a bad camera, so it's a bad picture. The next step is painting the brick, and then coming back to do touch-ups. So here's just a little reminder of the before, after the trim's been painted, and here it is after applying the brick paint. Now keep in mind when painting brick on a fireplace, you'll want to use the appropriate paint. Aside from the final cleanup, here's the finished product. And as always, feel free to leave any comments or questions. Smash that like button and follow along for the next project where I'll be building a custom-made window seat.